Hey, what is Chambers of My Heart? What is that?
Hey guys, it's your humble host, or Kale if you prefer. So I'm back with another video. So this one might be an extensively long one. I apologize. The video I'm responding to is a little over 40 minutes. And let me clarify something. So, as I said in my last video, I'm seeing more Christian artists pop up in my feed, and when they begin to address stuff like the LGBT, marriage between man and woman, or other things like pro-life, pro-borders, which is a good thing, by the way, they get blasted and viciously attacked. Now, thankfully, I haven't seen anything too extreme. Now, I came across this lady's video a few days ago, and I kind of debated whether or not to respond to it. First off, this lady lives in Italy. I went and checked her Twitter, and apparently, because she has a line in here where she says she thinks borders is stupid. I swear it's always women pushing this dumb crap. Anyway, so Italy right now, if you look them up, they actually are enforcing a stricter migration policy, and they're implementing a naval blockade to prevent illegals from coming into the country illegally. So I bet you she's a little bit upsetty spaghetti about that. Oh well, I don't know why people think secure borders are a bad thing. Might as well take the freaking front door off your damn house, if that's how you feel about it. But, and also because it's been tested, ask anybody who is for the illegals coming over, where you're in UK, America, Italy, and you ask these people if they would take the illegals into their house, and the answer is always no. I wonder why that is. Anyway, that being said, let's start the video. She is responding to an artist called SelahSketches. This is another Christian artist that popped up on my radar. Very beautiful art. And of course, SelahSketches is getting attacked for being pro-life, pro-secure borders, pro-traditional marriage. You guys already know how this script goes. These people get upset and there's no logic to it. Anyway, I don't know if I'm responding to this entire video because she rambles a lot, much like I do. Anyway.
I'm going to give you some news today. Hello, my fellow little clouds. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Noemi. I'm an Italian artist and small business owner. How are you today? I hope this day is treating you really, really, really well. Today we are here to talk about something that is happening during this week, because I saw some videos and I really wanted to talk about it. Obviously, all the things that I'm going to say and to show are just information. I don't want to put any one into a bad light or something. It's just
You know, funny you should say that when your title literally indicates that SelahSketches destroyed everything because she was illustrating what she believes in. So much for not putting someone in a bad light.
my opinions, if I'm going to have some opinions about that. And also, please, 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 we are all smart people here. We are
You had me fooled, lady. You really did.
all beautiful people, so we don't go around and spread negativity or
The freaking title of your video. Are you kidding me? That stuff only works for people who think like you. Oh my god, these people are not self-aware. There is no self-awareness with these people at all.
like to leave mean comments. No, please don't do that. So yeah, we're going to talk about two things that you already saw in the title, I guess. So let's dive into 1 second of your time to say thank you for all the new subscribers, and thank you so much for the people who are liking and interacting with my videos and my shorts. I'm really, really thankful for all of you and for supporting my crazy things that I do on this channel. So I want to say that you have been so kind, but also if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please scroll a little bit down and click on the beautiful, beautiful button that says subscribe, because I'm here to stay. I'm here to give you content.
You know, that's how the Christian artists, both Alpha Painter 76 and SelahSketches, feels that they're here to stay too, but you guys are trying to chase them off. And this happened to another Christian creator a few years ago called Lucas Volp. So, you know what? Whatever. And no thanks. I don't want to subscribe. I'm good.
Content, art, information, stupid things to say. I'm here for that. So thank you so much, and let's go on with the video. I want to address the first topic, which is a little bit heavy, honestly, because we're going to touch.
Thank God this is a multi-topic video, and SelahSketches is one of them, because I started to watch this, and I'm just like, oh, good grief, and yeah, so I'm only going to cover, like, this video up to the point where she's talking about SelahSketches, and anything past that, I don't care. I really don't care.
Some recent events which are really, really heavy, and I already said it in my other video, and I'm going to say it again just because we're going to touch properly this argument, but also in general. I'm not American, I'm Italian.
Yeah, that's kind of like, and here's the thing that kind of pisses me off, and this may sound xenophobic, racist, it's not. When we have, like, here in America, we already have a few foreigners who are in seats of power for whatever freaking reason, who, like, for example, we have people from India, we have people for Somalia, or from Somalia, and we have people trying to enact their laws from both India and Somalia. We even have, what is that hag's name? Is it Omar? Yeah, it's Omar. Declaring her loyalty to the Somalian president when she's here in America. Her president is Donald Trump. But again, when these people come over, it's not to assimilate, it's to take over and steal our money and send it back overseas. So this is what pisses me off. When you have foreigners who start commenting on stuff where it's like, well, you shouldn't be for this, you shouldn't be for that. Are you paying attention to the American news at all? How many illegals, freaking pedophiles, rapists, drug dealers that have been caught over here because ICE has been deporting these guys? Hello? At all? It's been going on for months.
As I said, so I don't really know how this situation is evolving, how.
But if you, okay, so there's news, as I said, and if you don't know how it's evolving, why are you commenting on it? It's like, I said this in my videos a while back. It was addressed to I Love Kim Possible a lot. If you come across a situation, why are you touching it? What is your contribution going to do with that situation? Is it going to escalate it? Is it going to exacerbate it? Is it going to amplify it? Do you have personal experience with that situation that you're covering? If you do not know what you are talking about, don't talk about it. Get educated first, please. Because she's going to sit here and she's going to freaking lambaste SelahSketches because she is pro-secure borders, but she doesn't know how the situation is evolving over here in America. Good. Oh, you are annoying.
How do you feel in that situation? I don't know how I will react in that situation, but I'm sure about what I believe in.
Okay, so here's the other thing. We're going by feelings. Feelings. There's no logic, there's no fact. Your beliefs don't always dictate, or shouldn't dictate, what is actually fact and reality. This is another thing, because a lot of the freaking leftists and liberals and other people over here go by their feelings, which is why a lot of messed up stuff has happened over here, and why stuff is never going to get properly fixed. Because it's all about feelings, in your feelings. It's not about fact, logic, or the reality of stuff. So tired of that crap.
I'm sure about, for me, we need to protect people. We need to stand for people. Doesn't matter the color, the gender, the race. If we want to talk about race, I don't think borders should exist. Borders for me are the stupidest thing that man created.
Okay, I know I keep pausing this video, but she's legit driving me nuts, so we're going to be here a while. I apologize to my audience. So, she thinks borders are stupid, and she wants to protect everybody. You do realize that not every culture can assimilate? For example, Islam. Have you been following anything with what's been going on with Islam at all? You do know there's an active effort to spread the international caliphate. They want to take over control. If you actually read the Quran, it enables pedophilia. Muhammad's wife was 9 years old. That's his wife, Asha. There's all other kinds of things. If you look at the Muslim rape games in the UK, because, diversity. No, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm all for protecting people too. But comes a time and a place where certain people, you keep the F out of your house. You lock the door. You put the security cameras up. Why do people not get this? Not every culture needs to be protected, and I know that's a hot take. Not every culture needs to be brought into the country, whether you're in Italy, America, UK. I love Japan. Has anybody been following what's been going on with Japan? Japan's new prime minister, by the way, said, F Islam. You guys are not coming in here. You guys can't even bury your people here. You guys are not going to take over our culture. You guys refuse to assimilate. We are not going to change our laws to accommodate you. You come to Japan, you live the Japanese way. And anytime, like Denmark's done the same freaking thing. But when America tries to do it, you know what? Ooh, everybody freaks the hell out. More and more countries need to establish their culture and go, you come here, you live our way. And you don't get to bring your crap with you. It's one thing if you want to bring your religion, your culture, whatnot, but you still go by our laws, our way of life. You don't like it, get the F out. Why are people this dumb? I do not get it. It's all about feelings. There's no logic or fact involved. I do apologize if I sound a little ragey in this video, because I have, as I said, there's a lot of stuff I am watching, and having people like this have a platform, have a lot more pull, because as I said, my channel is pretty much dead at this point. My stuff is shadow banned into the ground, and I could tell because I used to pull a lot more views before certain stuff I covered, Save James, Vic Manana, Britanits. My channel has been freaking buried. It's been done so on purpose. So is my Twitter. Anyway, but you get people like this who feel they need to quote unquote educate you, but they don't know anything about anything. And it's just like, oh, why I feel this way? That's great. Shut up.
We are going to talk about the situation that is happening right now in USA. Also, I'm sorry if sometimes I say America, talking about USA, because it's like...
This video is 4 minutes in, and because I know what her first topic is going to be, because I started watching this video, she hasn't said what she's going to be talking about. Get to the point, lady.
A stupid things that happens in my mind, but I know that USA it's not America, and I know that America is not USA, only
Okay, United States of America, that includes multiple states and certain territories like Puerto Rico, Hawaii. So USA and United States of America or America are the same thing. Again, oh my gosh, do you know anything about what you were talking about? It's the same thing. It's two different names. Technically three. You could say America, people know what you're talking about. You could say United States of America, or you could say the US or USA. US is technically United States, but you guys get it's the same freaking thing, or it means the same thing. When you say those variations, people get or know exactly what you're saying. My goodness.
USA. So please excuse me if I mistake these two things. Before everything, I want to say I don't support ICE. I don't support Trump. I don't give a fuck. For me,
Great, I don't care either. You don't live over here. You're not having to deal with the freaking crap that we're dealing with over here. But I will say you're probably upset with what your government's doing because they just installed naval blockades to prevent illegals coming onto your shores, which any country that guards their borders and their culture and their way of life, I'm all for. Now, as I said, not all cultures are equal and not all should be protected, aka Islam, because that is more than just religion. That's a full-on, that's pretty much a cult of death, a theocracy, and I bring that up because that is legit going on all over the globe right now. These people are trying to infiltrate everything. Go look at the UK. Go look at to see what's going on over there. How the diversity is our strength. The wonderful, yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Fuck eyes. I stand with people. I stand with Iran. I stand with Palestine. I stand with Congo, with Sudan, with
Iran. Okay, so the interesting thing about Iran is they were using Houthis and Hamas. The Iranian president was whining at the United Nations because no one was sympathetic to the Houthis or Hamas, even though, and here's the thing about Gaza, and I'm not, certain stuff I'm not really educated with. I know there's been a war in Gaza for a while. Again, she's listing stuff off, but I bet you anything she doesn't know jack crap about any of this. I know a little bit of the stuff with Iran, Palestine. Here's what sucks about what's been going on with Gaza. Now, if you guys remember a few months back, this was, I think, even before Halloween. I want to say before Halloween, I did not agree with this at all. Gaza should be restored to its natural glory. Should be a neutral ground, in my opinion. Again, I'm not familiar with all the politics. And I do know that the pro-Palestine side also enables Hamas. Hamas is an Islamic terrorist group. Do you guys remember that video? And I'm sorry, this is going to get real freaking dark. Do you guys remember the video of Hamas parading around the body of that German student that went overseas? It was a young German woman, and her body was twisted like a pretzel in the back of their truck, and they were parading it around. Yeah, those people. So yeah, she's just listing stuff off, and like 4 people. What people? Do you even know who you want to protect, lady? What you're even trying to fight for? Like, this is a bunch of, I don't know, is it even virtual signaling at this point? I know she's Italian. English is not her first language. So I think there's some maybe phrases and stuff she picked up. She's not fully aware, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I've dealt with customers whose first language was not English, and so I'm trying to be sympathetic here. I'm trying to be, give benefit of the doubt just a little bit. So I'm thinking she's listing a bunch of stuff off that she's not fully aware of. I'm not going to pretend that I fully understand what's going on with Gaza. I think some of the stuff that's going on there is horrendous, Israel included. There was an incident quite a few months ago that a strike from the IDF killed members of the World Kitchen. The World Kitchen goes in and provides food sources and cooks, and I'm probably butchering the name wrong. Is it World Kitchen? Yeah, I believe it's World Kitchen, because me and my direct supervisor at the time were talking about this. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. There's no way the IDF did not know about these guys delivering food into Gaza. If you guys don't know who the IDF is, it's Israeli Defense Forces. So yeah, I'm not pro-Israel either. I've already talked about that crap in another video.
With Myanmar, with Afghanistan, so I stand with people. I don't give a fuck about rich people who are like 5 and thinks they...
Okay, sorry, I know I'm pausing this again. So she doesn't know who she stands for. Do you stand with mothers? Do you stand with the protection of motherhood, with children? Who the F are you standing for, lady? Because you keep listing, I stand for people. What does that mean? There's all kinds of people. There's criminals. There's freaking survivors. There's the freaking stuff going on with Epstein right now. Who do you stand with? You're not saying anything. And finally, we get to the topic. SelahSketches.
Own the world. No, you don't, and you will never do that. So we're going to talk about this heavy topic, and then we're going to talk about another heavy topic, but
please get to the point. I know I ramble and I will go off into the weeds, but bring the subject back around because it ties into the main topic I'm referring to. This lady is so disorganized.
We are going to take it back a notch, just a little bit. Okay, so I was on Instagram. I follow many artists, and sometimes I just scroll through stories that people post, just, brain rotting through stories. And
okay, here's how you can make this short and sweet. I was on Instagram scrolling through stories as I normally do. There's stuff that's brain rot or pointless or whatever, and I came across this. That's how you can shorten that.
I happened to see, I'm burping a lot. So I was scrolling, and I happened to see this story here. But yeah, I'm going to put it here on the screen, this story here. And I was like, huh? So I went into this brief rabbit hole, honestly, because there's not so much to say, but also there's a lot to say, I think. So
I'm going to put this back on screen because I want to talk about it here for a second. Someone took, I guess, a snapshot of SelahSketches and made their own story out of it. So here's her art, Ice. The skull dressed in ice uniform. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. Like I said, I'm pro ice. Now, there has been some major F-ups on ice that have happened since last year. Like, they got a military vet that was Mexican, and that was wrong. And then we had a Purple Heart. He came here years ago. I believe it was a South Korean gentleman. He came here years ago, and he fought in our wars. He enlisted. He got a Purple Heart from our government, and he didn't want to risk being deported, so he self-deported. So that one broke my heart. I'm like, well, that's kind of wrong, because if you served in the military and you got honors, you should not be deported. So I'm not, so when it comes to the ice and stuff like that, it's not, for me, it's not exactly cut and dry. I'm not for, oh, hey, they're brown, get them out of here. No. If they're definitely criminals, if they're here illegally, if they're living off of welfare, get them out. I don't want to pay for a bunch of people to mooch off of the damn system, Minnesota. I don't want to pay for a bunch of people who are getting paid underneath the table, making jobs cheaper pay, because a lot of these employers are enlisting illegals, paying them a lot less, paying them underneath the table, taking jobs from Americans. I'll give an example of something that's really messed up. It came out of Illinois. It was either last year or the year before. You had a hotel in Illinois busted from modern day slavery because they had a bunch of illegals as housekeeping. I believe is Latino, Guatemalan, Puerto Rico women, and they weren't paying them. It was modern day slavery. Like, if you work here, we're going to keep you here, or that's how you stay here in America. It was really messed up. So there's the ice stuff is not, for the most part, cut and dry for me, but I'm all for getting the a-holes out. You don't want to assimilate. You want to live off of our freaking structure and not contribute, especially if you're a criminal. We have the TRA, and I know that was a conspiracy theory, but no, they caught many members of that. So for the most part, I am pro-ice. Have they had some major F-ups? Yes. And also the 2 American deaths. Let me touch upon that as well. Because the first one, especially the first one, the lady, Goodman, dude, she tried to run the dude over. So you F around and you find out a car is considered here a weapon in America. That is a good 1,000 pounds of metal and steel getting launched at someone at 25 to 35 miles an hour. That is why with drunk driving here in America, if you get into a crash and you killed someone, it is considered manslaughter and the car is classified as a weapon. So that's the first one. The second one, I'm still a little bit leery on. I know that they edited his photo. He apparently was a ICE agitator. He had already been messing with us. Apparently, he kicked at one of the ICE vehicles. He was legally carrying concealed carry. He had a permit. From what I saw the video, the gun never came out, but apparently he had gone around and was agitating ICE. So, word of the wise, don't irritate the federal agents. Now, am I for the federal agents just shooting people? No, but ICE has been attacked by Antifa and by all these groups with professional science for the most part. If you're the graphic designer doing that, shame on you. Anyway, so, but yeah, that's just an example of some of the mess ups with ICE. They are not perfect. It is not cut and dry, but I'm all for what they're doing.
I went into this brief rabbit hole, honestly, because there's not so much to say.
And then here's the other thing too. I'm Christian, I'm right wing, I support secure borders, I don't hate anyone, I'm pro-life, always have been. Thanks so much for the support, new followers / commissioners. Your support is helping me and my family secure a future. Also hitting 14K. God bless you all.
But also there's a lot to say, I think. So basically, I'm going to read it for you. There's this profile of this artist, and it's written this far right. By the way, this is a sticker on Instagram, so they made it a stick, not they.
Who cares what they made it as? Get to the point, please.
Like the first one who posted this. They made it a sticker, and at this point when I did the screenshot, it was shared by 4,000 people. 4.4 thousand people.
Who cares? Get to what you're trying to say.
Sorry. And this sticker says name of the profile of this person, artist, and it says this far right piece of artist supports ICE. Unfollow, block, and share. And there are 2 pictures, which I was like, what the hell? Trust me, it's going to be worse.
Okay, no, it's not. So let me. You were legit pissing me off. Here's another example of what's been going on. Anybody who follows Emiru. Emiru is a Twitch streamer. She's the one that got sexually assaulted at TwitchCon, and a lot of people try to brush it off. So Emiru, people are trying to cancel Emiru again because she had a bunch of freaking leftoids come into her chat trying to get her to say F ICE, and she goes, I don't do politics on my stream. If you guys want politics, there's plenty of people on both sides. Go over there. Go in those spaces. This is my space. We're over here talking about games. Go away. They're trying to cancel her because she didn't say F ICE. I'm so tired of this. What is wrong with people?
Sometimes I really hate my brain, because if I wasn't so curious, maybe my brain would be just fine. Maybe my brain wouldn't be so stressed. I don't know. Sometimes I really hate my brain, because if I wasn't so curious.
Okay, so we're going to flash something on the screen, and we're not going to say what it is. Adam Z. Weigless, the good, the bad, the ugly. Oh, yeah, there's some issues with Christy. No, yeah, but okay. What? Don't flash stuff on the screen if you're not going to talk about it, dude.
Curious, maybe my brain would be just fine. Maybe my brain wouldn't be so stressed. I don't know. But still, I saw these 2 pictures and I was like, so basically these are 2 posts from Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter because the other name for me doesn't suit. So these are 2 posts on Twitter. One post says, had to draw him American flag, USA flag, sorry. See, I did the disclaimer. And I think this drawing that she posted was in response to
Adam. It was in response to the comic Adam, because you could see the quoted tweet below. Oh, dude.
I'm going to zoom in. Is in response to the post of this guy, Adam Ziglis, who says, as ugly as it gets, Renee Nicole good. Also, I don't have Twitter, so, or maybe I have. Yeah.
Okay, boys and girls, I know that I ramble and stuff, but this is stuff you don't really do. If you, okay, So you can do stuff on the fly. A lot of people do, and it works for them. But if you were so, and forgive the phrasing, if you were so scatterbrained or so disorganized and you get confused by the very things you post, maybe take a few minutes and see what you were talking about and look over what you're talking about. When I do stuff on the fly, when it comes to articles, YouTube videos, fundraisers, what have you, I will have the tabs open. I will have the stuff kind of already skimmed and glanced over so I know where to find them and what it's about. Now, there's some stuff I've done on the fly because there's stuff that has come up where I thought about it right then and there, and that's fine. But please, please organize your stuff a little bit. What the heck?
Yeah, but even if I don't go there, so whatever. I don't want to support those kind of people. So yeah.
What kind of people? Again, you're just listing off people. You say that you support people, but then you go, I don't want to support that kind of people. I know I'm being really picky right now. She is driving me up a freaking wall, and sorry to my audience if she's doing the same thing.
The drawing is about
You did it again. Okay, you flashed a definition. I don't even know what word, what language was that in? Okay, where'd it go? You know what? Oh, you know what? Forget it. I don't care. Because this is going to be throughout the entire video, which I'm not covering. I'm just covering the freaking Sheila sketch part. Oh my gosh, what the heck?
School, dressed like an ICE agent, and she proudly, I want to allege, says had to draw him with the USA flag. And I was like, what is this? Then the other picture says, it's her post, always on Twitter, who says, I'm Christian, I'm right wing, I support secure borders. Borders. Is this how you write borders? Borders, it's...
Yes, that is how you write. Oh, no, oh, I see. Okay, so, no, borders, hold on. Now you got me pausing and looking up stuff on my phone. God, you didn't look up any of this stuff. I want to say I'm tired. See, this is the stuff I'm talking about doing on the fly, which is fine. So, border, which is spelled B-O-R-D-E-R, noun/verb, refers to an edge, boundary, or limit, such as a country's frontier or the frame of a picture. Boarder, which is spelled B-O-A-R-D-E-R, noun, refers to a person who rents a room or a student living at a boarding school. See, I had to look that one up, and it happens, and I've done this before. You guys who have watched me enough, I've done this before, but I will explain what I'm doing. She hasn't even looked at this stuff. She hasn't even looked up the spelling. Lady, please look up the stuff you're talking about, if not a little bit.
Written B-O-R, not B-O-R, B-O-A-R.
I just did it for you. Let's move on, please.
The board is like the board. Oh well. Who am I to judge? I don't hate anyone.
You're judging with this entire video, Sheila, for her beliefs. That is what you...
I'm pro-life.
Do you even know what that means? Do you know what that American phrase means? And I'm not being rude. I am legit asking because so far you haven't looked up jack crap to address anything in the video. You haven't even gone over the screenshots. Again, you didn't even look up, because you have your phone right there while you're on video, and I just did the exact same thing as you were doing. Use my cell phone, which is right next to me, and look up border versus border. And I explained it. Are you looking up anything at all? Pro-life means here, in America, that you are for the protection of the unborn. The children still in the womb. That is what that means. Now, there's a few different variations in between. There's a few gray areas. There is a completely anti-abortion, and that includes the miscarriage. That's a whole other can of worms. I'm not going to go into it, but just to keep stuff simple for you? Pro-life in America means protection of the unborn children still in the womb. She has not looked up anything. This is driving me nuts, but she wants to educate SelahSketches because of her views. Lord help me, I should have grabbed alcohol instead of tea for this video.
Okay. Always have been. Purple heart emoji. Thanks so much for the support, new followers, commissioners. Your support is helping me and my family secure a future. Also for hitting 14K. God bless you all. USA flag with the ladybug. So this statement is crazy, honestly, because I get I'm Christian and I don't hate anyone, because these two things go hand in hand. If you are a Christian, you know, I'm not religious at all, but I grew up into a Christian family, and also I grew up in a church. I also was for a brief span of time, I was like a teacher in church, you know, for kids. It was really
Called Sunday school.
Really nice, because I love kids to stay with them. I think they are really inspiring. But then I just went another way. But as a person who grew up in church, there are many things that I took from that religion. With one that comes in my mind is helping each other, being there for others, being empathetic, just helping who needs help, you know.
That's not the entirety of Christianity, and if those were the only things that you got from learning to walk with God, you didn't pay attention very much. And here's the thing, when people walk away from Christianity, it's not a religion. If you have the people who try to dictate, like, you have to do this, you have to do that, I'm not talking about what it says in the Bible. I'm talking about, like, tradition. I'll give you an example. Some churches still believe that you need to dress in what's classified now as business casual still to go to church. No, that used to be really enforced. Women not to wear jewelry. Pastor wears a suit and tie. I'm actually glad those traditions are kind of dying out, because to me, pastor is more approachable in normal clothing than they are in a suit and tie. A suit and tie is like business casual, corporate wear, court wear. Yeah, so that's one tradition where I'm just like, I'm glad this stuff is dying. My mom actually used to get mad at me for wearing flip-flops to church, and I didn't care, because I'm like, dude, it's church. I'm dressed appropriately. People can leave me alone about my damn shoes, and so can you. No, I can't wear flip-flops anymore because of issues with my feet, but that's just an example. But no, seriously, if that's all you really got, you didn't pay attention too well.
So these two things, I get it, but then the rest, it's like saying I'm vegetarian but I eat chicken, or I'm vegan but I eat dairy. I don't know.
Please don't bring the vegan crap in. Oh my gosh, those people are a whole other bag of nuts. Every vegan I've come across is just flipping crazy. Don't bring that crap into here. Nope, this video's already a hot mess. Don't. And in regards to her being 22, I hope that she keeps to her faith, and from what I understand is she is also a mom. Because I went on her Twitter and she described herself as a mom. So at this young, a lot of young people are turning to Christ. Now, whether that's for the right reasons or wrong reasons, I don't know, because a lot of people can jump on something for a trend. I don't know. I can't say. But there's a lot more of a shift of the younger generation starting to turn to Christianity. There's been a revival, as it's been talked about for quite a few years, because a lot of people are waking up, and thankfully they're doing it younger and younger. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, and yeah, now's a good time to get close to God.
I don't. Okay. So at first I saw this and I was like, do I follow this artist? Do I know who she is? And then I went on Instagram, and I can proudly, luckily, I don't know, I can say that I don't follow this artist. I didn't follow her.
Who cares? Who honestly cares? You know, there's certain people I follow that do have different political beliefs, or even pro-LGBT, but they don't shove their politics into everywhere, and they don't get mad at people who have a different mindset than they do. I'll give you a perfect example. This is a comic book I've been supporting and following for years. They are not a part of Comicsgate. It's called Lackadaisy. I have mentioned this particular comic book on my channel before, and it's by Tracy B. Gorgeous artwork. If you go in the Discord, it is very much left-leaning. I don't really post in the Discord. I don't rattle off about my politics in that Discord because I read the freaking room. I'm there for the comic. I'm there for the merch, the server announcements. I'm for the backer-lit stuff. That is what I'm there for. And the thing about Tracy B is she doesn't shove her politics into her comics. She doesn't shove it on Twitter. I know she's a feminist. Which is fine, but it's not shoved on me. It's not shoved down my throat. Her main focus for her audience, there's a different interaction in Discord, and that's fine. That's their space. But in regards to her product and her audience, she tries to get her comic, her characters out there as much as she can, and there's no shoving of politics, and it's fantastic. It is one of the reasons why I'm still following her. Another one, it's an indie animation called Monkey Wrench. You go in the Discord, there's some LGBT stuff in there. I don't post it that often, but again, I'm there for the character stuff. I'm there for the product. I'm there for the backlit stuff. I'm there for the Patreon stuff. The creator, his first name is Kevin. I forget his last name. It's a mother-wife. This show is being produced by I said mother and wife, excuse me, a husband and wife. And one of the characters is technically ace or asexual. It's the, what is her name? She's referred to as Queen. It's the dinosaur character with a robotic arm. Forgive me for those of you who are watching familiar with Monkey Wrench. I forget the name because it's not a character that pops up every or too often. So yes, again, it's okay to follow certain people. Now, there are people that I've dropped off from because they keep shoving their stuff like everywhere. It's like, good for you. Like, it's great. It's like me. I don't shove Christianity into everything. I don't shove my views into everything. There's some stuff that I post because I want to draw it. And that's fine. And that's fine if you want to stop following somebody because their politics or whatnot, they're getting more expressive about them. That's fine. But honestly, at this point, I don't care. Like, and I know I just went off on a big spiel, which people are like, well, that's contradicting. No, I'm giving an example of people I follow who I know are pro-LGBT or have LGBT stuff in their media. Another one that's just going to be a little obscure and weird for people, Clone Corpse. Good comic. It was kind of weird at first when I started following it and reading it. It's a bunch of clowns who fight crime. I kid you not. And they do have a budding same-sex relationship in there, but it's not the main focus of the comic. It is naturally written in there. Do I particularly care for it in there? Not really. Not my comic, though. The comic, though, is enjoyable, and it's one of the most obscure things I've ever followed or actually found myself enjoying. Anyway, let's continue. But yeah, lady,
Never. But I went on her Instagram. She is 22 years old, by the way, and I read the comment that we're going to read it soon enough. She's 22. And as someone said on Blue Sky, she's only 22 and she already fucked up her life.
No, she already has her life in order. She is 22. She has a kid. Now, I'm not going to touch upon whether that kid is out of wedlock. Not my business. But it sounds like she's taking care of her business. She already has her stuff together, and she already knows what she wants to do. Now, 22 is a young age. You're just barely on the cusp of real adulthood from 21, because at 21 you get access to a lot of stuff. And in your 30s, you get access to other stuff, more medically speaking. But she already has her life together. Are you guys saying she has her life already messed up because she already has her set beliefs at the age of 22? Hey, newsflash! I had set beliefs when I was a teenager, and I have been expanding and learning and actually reading what the Bible says and allowing people who actually follow God to sharpen my wisdom and discernment. Oh my gosh, this is what pisses me off. Again, so if the young people believe differently from you, Fruit Loops, they have messed up their life. Great logic to have.
I don't want to say that's true and that there's not true, but I think if you take pretty heavy statements like this, like right now, if I write on internet, like on Google, her handle, the only thing that comes up is the drawing that she did of the ice agent. So I don't know.
Something tells me you don't know how to search for images and stuff either. I'm not trying to be rude. This is legit. This is somebody who's not taken the time to actually look into stuff. Example, I looked to see where this lady was even before this video started, because when I started watching this video, I didn't go into the full 5 minutes. I just went into the first 2 or 3, and I'm just like, I might want to respond to this later because of the title. And then I looked up her Twitter, Naomi's, saw that she was in Italy, and then went to go see what was going on in Italy in regards to immigration, and found out about the naval blockade and their stricter migration policies. So I actually took the time to briefly, even if it's briefly, look into something. Lady, okay, so, and here's the other thing. It's a good thing when you have somebody who already knows what they believe in. Now, it could be because of life experiences, and there's a lot of stuff that's leading the younger generations astray as well. For example, we have young people think it's okay to sleep around. We have young people think it's okay to get multiple abortions. We have young people who think it's okay to transition. Let me clue you in, Naomi, about a lawsuit that just broke through the Supreme Court and got won in the Supreme Court. Fox Varian, look that up, Fox space VARIN. She got transitioned at the age of 16. She had a mastectomy, I believe a double mastectomy, meaning she had the removal of her breasts, started to detransition 3 years later, and then turned around and sued. And by the way, her father was out of the picture because when she was younger, her parents divorced, which also plays into that mess, and she became estranged from her father. There's not a whole lot of details or the reason why she became estranged, but that's part of the findings that came up. Okay? So she detransitioned 3 years later, turned around and sued the people that she went through to get the transitional surgeries, and won. She won $2 million. Her mom even testified that the doctors browbeat her mom into going through with this. So, and by the way, because this is also out there, this has been put out by a journalist called Benjamin Ryan, who went and sat in this 3-week trial. I'm bringing this up. I'm so tired of this crap with you people. Sat in this trial for 3 weeks, because that's how long it was, took a bunch of notes. And what sent Fox Variant kind of over the edge with body dysphoria and all that was her having her period for the first time, having a full meltdown for it, because some women it affects, you should know this, in a very extreme way. So yeah, no. It is a good thing. Sheila already has her values in place at her age. And I don't care if people get it, they're the right values. You have more and more young people turning to God because they're going, we don't want none of that. You guys are flipping crazy, especially with what just came out as well. So, sorry to my audience. As I said, we were going to be here a while. I warned you.
Also, when I was 22, I didn't know any better, honestly.
Okay, that's probably a culture thing. She is ticking me off. 21, I was married. 22, I already had a lot of beliefs already established because of my life experiences, because of my God-fearing father. I had my father in my life. I still have him in my life. I actually need to call him here soon. So I grew up Christian. I grew up Pentecostal. There's a few times I try to walk away from God because of the way that the church responded and treated me, and there's other stuff going on. But throughout my life, God's signature has been all over my life. When I went to Job Corps, that was when I tried to walk away from God, just kind of practically kicked the Bible out the window, because I about had enough of the freaking religious stupid crap. And throughout my time at Job Corps, God's signature was everywhere. And it was, looking back on it, it was awesome. I met my husband there. God was talking to both of us. So at age of 21 to 22, I was already married and had my views established. A lot of them. And they have been shapen, they have been molded, they have been grown because of the stuff I have seen, the stuff I've been a part of, third party. Well, not even third party nobody, excuse me. So, no. At 22, if you don't know what your beliefs are at that point, you're either dealing with bad parenting, you haven't had enough life experience, and you're still sheltered in a box. I'm sorry, I said it.
I didn't know anything. So I don't want to judge anyone. I don't want to say, because now I'm 31 and still I say stupid things. And when I look back at even yesterday, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? But I personally, I tried not to say or do anything that can hurt other people, also in this kind of situation where many people were hurt.
Okay, so here's the thing, and this is, I'm sorry if this comes across sexist. People are probably going to use a term, eternal misogyny, whatever, go away. I've heard it said multiple times that this is woman logic, and that they will do things, because I don't function this way. I will do my best to, when I say something, state my beliefs. At this point, I'm fed up. I am just like, nope, it's out there. I don't care if you're offended. I don't hate you, but I don't care if you're offended. I'm gonna try not to hurt you, but if it hurts you, I do apologize, but it sounds like something you need to reckon with. And now there are times where stuff could be said the wrong way. Absolutely. Are there times where stuff could be better phrased? Absolutely. Sometimes stuff could be phrased a lot softer or presented in a more subtle, softer way? Absolutely. There's always room for improvement. But in this case, you have a lot of women, and it's mostly women, who will go out of their way not to offend, be always polite regardless of the situation. Jeff Younger talks about this a lot. There's other people who also say the similar things, where it's just women will go out of their way to make sure that they don't offend it, where they're always polite. It's like, no, stop doing that, especially when it comes to your safety, men being in the women's restrooms. Let's talk about the healthcare stuff for a second, because you have men parading around as women, taking up space in women's healthcare. I'm not even kidding. I don't get that stuff done very often, but every time I do, it is a pain in the freaking A. And the last time I went to had something checked out, female anatomy specific. Sorry, that's a weird way to phrase that. Literally, the individual that came out, that I was waiting to come out so I could see the gynecologist, was a freaking man parading around in a dress, more than likely getting estrogen shots. I'm not kidding. The crap made me livid, because I had to call around to get anywhere on a list. I was getting a time span or an ETA of 3 freaking months. And it was something I need to be checked out like now. So that is my spiel. Why? Let's continue. I'm so over this video.
Many people were actually, I don't know if I can say like unalived. Yeah, maybe it's better unalived.
Just say killed. Again, it goes back to people don't want to be honest because they're scared of offending or quote unquote hurting people. You do realize not everyone's hurt is your responsibility. If you legit hurt something, yeah, apologize, do your due diligence, to make it up on your end, or make sure that, like, hey, I'm sorry I hurt you, make it up to them. But also at the same time, their hurt and their pain sometimes has nothing to do with you, has nothing to do with you posting something. It is what's being posted because it's something that they are struggling with or refuse to deal with. Stop taking responsibility for everyone else's pain and suffering. That is another thing that a lot of people do. Oh, well, I don't want to offend or hurt them. No, they're hurt. If they're getting hurt by what you're saying and you're not being malicious about it, you're not being hateful, and you just go, hey, man, I'm pro-borders, or hey, man, I'm traditional marriage, leave the kids alone. And the other side, the other person gets hurt, that is on them. Straight up. So tired of this.
So I don't know. I think, in my opinion, this feels a little bit disrespectful. As a Christian, you should know that to have respect.
No, we're not doing that, because if you actually read more of your Bible, if you actually took more away from your walk with God and what was in the Bible, God even tells Jerusalem to secure its walls at one point. Yes, it does. God is even for secure borders. People go, oh, well, you're a Christian. You should be for all these illegals coming in because God says to help people. God says to also be mindful who you help. Be careful who you help. Be careful who you let in your life, who you let in your house, who you yoke with. So again, not everybody from these other countries need to be here because their culture is so effed up. Like in Haiti, these guys freaking eat each other. It's cannibalism. We already have enough of that here in America. Thanks, because the Epstein files and Pizzagate, that is an actual thing. So we don't need other people who are doing that here. We don't need a bunch of thieves here. A lot of these Somalians are doing nothing but living off the system. Have you not paid attention to the false child cares that have been popping up in Minnesota? And you have people driving around these 100K cars, living in these nice houses, and these are addresses for technically preschool centers or child care centers, but they're anything but. Have you looked into anything? God does not say allow people to steal from you. Just leave your door open because you're supposed to help people. That is not what God says. God says to take care of your house first before you try to help other people. America's house is a freaking mess. If you look at any of our news, if you pay attention to anything that's been going on over here, you would freaking know that. Same thing with Italy. Each country, each house needs to have their stuff in order before they try to open their door to anyone else. We in America have vets on the street. We have people. I'll give you an example what they tried to do to our homeless. They had vending machines at one point in certain states that had crack pipes in them. I'm not kidding. Instead of getting these people off the street and working with their mental health, their mental health as to why they wanted to still be there, because believe it or not, there's some I've done security. There's some homeless who refuse to be housed. They want to stay on the street. Some homeless people have talked about feeling trapped being in homes or apartments. It's some sort of mental tick with their brain. I don't know. The homeless here are a mixed bag. We have people here who have been forced out on the streets. We have people self-destructing with freaking fentanyl out here in America on the streets. One of the places I did security for, foot patrol, the kid I came across had a blue straw and freaking gum wrappers. I thought this kid was dead. I already knew what he's doing. He was passed out on my property. I was getting ready to call EMT, or that's emergency medical transpondent, or emergency services over here, medical services over here. And had he not responded to me for I would have called the paramedics, because I thought this kid had died from fentanyl overdose. Do you have any freaking idea what you're talking about? You don't. Again, I'm not trying to sound racist. I'm not trying to sound xenophobic. You have a foreigner who hasn't looked into jack all, trying to educate an American citizen, an American Christian artist about their views and how they screwed up their life because they already have their views established at 22. You people are freaking insane.
for the dead, to have respect for people who lost their lives. But this is just my opinion. I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know anything.
You don't have much of an opinion. It's not educated. There's what people are referring to that lost their lives. Are we going to talk about the kids who transitioned and died of septic poisoning? Are we going to talk about the mothers, women and children? I know that mothers and women, you can throw them in the same category, but or not. Anyway, that have been killed and raped by the illegals coming over here? Are we going to talk about the multiple millions of dollars being stolen out of the country? People who come in, get paid underneath the table, and then ship all that money back to their countries? Are we going to talk about how all these immigrants, illegals, got preferential housing while we still had vets on the streets? You know, the veterans, the soldiers who fought in the wars and then came home mentally screwed up and physically screwed up. Do you have an opinion on anything? Because you were legit freaking pissing me off. Oh, this is making me so mad.
I just wanted to talk about this because I think it's something that we need to address. Let's say that.
You haven't said anything. You haven't addressed anything. You haven't addressed why you think these people should be coming over here in America. You don't even live here. You haven't even addressed the issues with immigration, whether that's legal or illegal. Now, granted, our legal immigration system is messed up, but when we have legal immigrants telling the illegals to get the F out because the legal immigrants went through the process, got their papers, we have illegals who have been here for 30 freaking years and haven't gotten their crap in order. You can't put that on us. It's like I gave this analogy to someone. It's like you have a car, right? And you know your wheel bearing's jacked up. If you don't know what a wheel bearing is, it's what the wheel connects to, okay? So, you know you have a wheel bearing that's jacked up. It's causing your car to pull to the right. It's locking up your tires, so you're burning rubber, all that wonderful stuff. You go to the mechanic, and the mechanic tells you, hey, you got to replace the wheel bearing. You got to get this done. And you drive off. You don't do anything with it, and then your tire pops off, and then you turn around and you complain at the mechanic. Sorry, I'm really trying hard not to swear here. And the mechanic goes, boo-boo, we told you about this tire a while ago. This is your fault. This is your problem. I have a shop that I work with that I take my car to that will make you sign a waiver. If they tell you about an emergency issue that needs to be dealt with now, they make you sign a waiver saying that, yes, we informed you and you refused to have us fix it and you drove off the lot with it like this. So you can't turn around and sue them. Perfect example. You have multiple legals here who've been here for 30 years, multiple decades, and have not gotten their crap in order, have not served our country, have not done anything to contribute except for work a bunch of jobs underneath the table, got a bunch of stuff for free, and I'm not saying this is all immigrants, but it's a lot of them. Even the legal ones are kind of pissed off. And then they turn around and get deported, and all of a sudden, oh my God, you're tearing apart families. No, screw you. These people have been here for a while, refuse to do anything. No. We are not responsible for other people's mess or crap. If they refuse to take care of their stuff and they are enabled to do so, not prevented from doing so, that is on them, the consequences. Again, goes back to the car analogy I had. If you refuse to get your wheel bearing fixed and you were warned about it multiple times and your tire pops off on the interstate and you crash your car and you total it, that is on you for refusing to fix that damn issue.
So the first time I went on her Instagram page, she had the comments on, and I didn't took any screenshot or anything, honestly, and I saw that she was answering to some of the comments, but many comments were like, there were two kind of ways. Either the people who were against, let's say, her way to act, the things that she said.
Her views. They were against her views and expressed as such. Keep it short and sweet. I know English is not your first language, but please.
And she had done. Also, I want to say that she didn't post the ICE agent drawing on Instagram. She only posted it on Twitter, and I think...
Who cares?
This is really important to address because Instagram and Twitter have different audience, have a different audience. And from what I can say, also because I'm on the other side of the situation, let's say, I see many people standing with the victims of ICE. And
you mean the people who really don't have an educated idea of what is actually going on, what these people being here legally are actually doing? Now, granted, so before people get the wrong idea and say, oh, you're a white nationalist, no, you're stupid. I've talked about this in past videos, how there's a lot of subcultures here in America. You have Illinois that has Little Chinatown, been there, it's actually kind of cool. You have Chicago that also has a Latino area. It's called Little Village. Washington State has an international district. You have Los Angeles that has a place called Little Tokyo. There's places scattered through all the country. And let me also bring up, because as I'm bringing up here Little Village in Chicago, when I started to go through Illinois and people started to get deported, a lot of people in Little Village, from what was being reported in the news, was just a ghost town. And that kind of speaks volumes. If you're here legally, why would you be scared of being deported? I'm just saying. And a lot of places became a ghost town. And it's like, I wonder why. There were reports of the traffic being better in Los Angeles on the interstate. And it's just like, yeah, if you're not doing something wrong, you have no reason to hide from ICE. I'm just saying. So a lot of the boohoo, Crimea River stuff, no. Again, I'm not responsible for other people's well-being. I'm not going to pay for people to be here illegally. I'm tired of my tax dollars because I do pay taxes. Like a lot of these illegals. I'm tired of my tax dollars going towards bringing in the Democratic vote. And if you have not looked into that, Naomi, there's a fight now for voter ID laws, which I am for voter ID laws. I have my voter ID. I have all my paperwork. I have switched last names because I got married and I took my husband's last name. So that's a whole other can of stuff because people are stupid. But yeah, we have voter ID laws because they found a bunch of dead people and illegals voting in our elections, which they should not be. So that's a whole other can of worms, but we're not getting to that in this video. And yes, I remember people commenting on this one because this was also posted on Twitter. And people were talking about, oh, how dare she use a POC, or person of color. From what I can gather, it looks like Sheila is a person of color as well. So because she has right-wing views, she can't draw black people holding the American flag or a person of color. Are we gonna do that stupid nonsense too? Just asking.
Few people standing with ICE. You can also see how many people went on the streets when it was -20, -10, I think, in both Minnesota and other states, protesting in solidarity for the victims.
Are you aware that people wanted to do biowarfare against ICE agents? I'm not even kidding. There was a call for fast food workers, anybody who worked in the hospitality sphere or restaurant or whatever. If you had an ICE agent come in to your place, poison their food, do something horrible to their food to make them sick, you're aware that that's been going on. Or you have the liberal white woman, as I lovingly call them hags, launch a campaign to get into relationships with ICE to dox them. What's the other thing that's been going on? Oh yes, when ICE put out applications or job postings, people wanted to sign up for ICE to deter their operations and alert other people to where ICE was operating. So do you understand exactly what's going on over here? Are you just going to call anybody who's deported as victims? Do I need to bring up the freaking rapist and child predators that got freaking deported? Again, she has not looked into a damn thing over here. Again, I have access to Italian news just like you have access to American news. Do the footwork before you open your freaking mouth, please.
But yeah, right now she deactivated the comments, so you don't have any comments. The only drawing that she posted, which is something that I want to bring up because I don't know. So basically she has this OC, which is a black person, black woman. So she, from what I can see, she's a white lady.
No, the way that she draws her profile pic, it looks like she's a person of color as well. And if I'm wrong about that, oh well, but from what I saw, she's a person of color as well. She could be a fair-skinned person of color. I don't know what ethnicity, I don't personally care, but Naomi's trying to make an argument. White person with right views is not allowed to draw person of color character. Got it.
And she has a black character, original character, and which is named Mali. I don't know her comics, her characters, but she wrote this character with a USA flag. And in the post, she said this is the drawing.
Okay, you can't even keep to the same freaking format because you keep flashing it on the damn screen and then you're trying to show us the screen on your phone. First off, don't show me the screen on your phone. That's stupid because I don't know what information you have on the top corners of there. Don't do that because you're still for scatterbrained and disorganized with this video. Don't show the audience your damn phone screen. Keep to flashing the stuff in the video, please, and that could be just lazy editing. I don't freaking know, but stick to one format, and this is just a safety advice, security advice. Do not show your phone screen to the camera when you were talking to people, especially when you were streaming. Don't freaking do that. Oh my gosh, that is so stupid.
She said she loves her country. Red heart, white heart, blue heart. Made for a little trend on X. Don't know about this trend. Don't care about this trend. I don't know. But the comments that are now deactivated, when I read it, many comments were from black people, actual black people, and these comments were a little bit, real, because they said, why is a white person using one of the only black character that she has to stand proudly with America?
You do realize, let me bring up Chicago again, you do realize that the black communities of Chicago were getting fed up with illegals getting preferential treatment instead of them because they were receiving all the additional help until the illegals moved in? You do realize that was a thing in Chicago, right? I'm not making fun of the black communities over there. I'm just saying that was reported in the news. So let me also explain with Twitter and the artist community over there. A lot of them have fled. I'm actually surprised there's still an art community on Twitter because a lot of them went to Blue Sky. Blue Sky is a freaking hellhole from what I'm hearing. No, I do not have an account over there. But, so she probably got blasted by people in the art community. Go figure. A lot of it's left-leaning. There is a lot of black conservatives over here, much to your surprise. I don't know if you even know that. She didn't even get a copy of the comments. You don't even have one. A screenshot of one comment. So, because you said the comments were turned off, if this was something you were going to look into, wouldn't you have at least gotten an archive, a screenshot, something to show us? Because at this point, it's you just saying, oh, well, the comments were quote-unquote real. Why?
And many black people were writing in the comments, please don't use black people.
I have another question. How did you know they were black? Did you click on every single profile? Because there's a lot of what the right calls white saviors. There's actually black conservatives who have talked about these quote-unquote white saviors. How do you know all these accounts were black? Did you just assume because they were telling Sheila, to not use a person of color or a black character to say her views? How do you know all these accounts are black? Legit question. I'm going to get the answer. I know what the answer is already, but I want to ask for the audience's sake.
For your interests. So I think this is really important to address. Do I have opinion on this? Yes, honestly. In the same breath, I can say that as an artist, I can draw whatever I like, whatever I want. I'm free. I can draw whatever race, whatever.
It's taken 18 minutes just for her to go, yes, I have an opinion on this, but she hasn't stated anything really except for saying that she's for the victims of ICE, whatever the F that means, and that she stands with people, whatever the F that means. The type of people has not been defined. It could be a little bit assumed, but it hasn't been defined, and she thinks strict borders is stupid. That's all I've gotten from this damn video. That is all I've gotten. Sorry, there's a swear word in there.
Color of people, but also I think that if I am a white woman, I will never put myself into a black woman's shoes. Like, I will never speak for her. I can speak as a woman, but not as a black woman. So
okay, she's not trying to speak for black women. I have characters, male characters, that are I want to say like Latino coded or whatnot. Are you going to get mad at me or assume I'm trying to speak for Latino men? All because I draw one and I say has the American flag or something? Are you going to assume I'm trying to speak for Latino men? Because that's really stupid. Assuming that she's trying to speak for black women with just an image, a black young woman holding the American flag. How do you know that particular character wasn't based off of a friend she knew, someone she knew, or someone who possibly requested it or said, yeah, no, can you put me in this way? How do you know? You don't know. She's not trying to speak for black women. Oh my gosh, help me.
Well, I don't know how she feels about some kind of stuff because she has a whole other background, and I will always listen to them. I will always be their support system, but they need to speak for their situation. I will always be on their side.
So, AKA, I'm not going to speak for anything. The people who I feel are being oppressed should speak for themselves, which at one point, so this is kind of like, I don't want to say double-sided, so there's two things. So, one, I do believe that people who feel like they are having an issue, they need to voice it, but they need to do so in the right way. Also, if they're unable to voice it and don't know how to voice it yet, then people need to properly come in and help them voice it, help give them a voice. So, there's two sides to that, but the way that the liberal women go is, oh, well, we should believe, we should listen to what this supposedly oppressed group says and go, yes, queen, slave regardless if it's realistic or not. Oh my gosh. The virtue signaling is through the freaking roof, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No one is trying to speak for anyone. Now, for me, I do speak on certain things or speak for certain things because I've experienced with it with my own background. And if you see an issue, because there's a video I did, and I forgot to do a follow-up. I got busy and distracted with other things. There was a follow-up with what happened with a pregnant black woman getting turned away when she was actively in labor and had her child on the side of the road delivered by her husband. That was a black woman. That's a story I felt was entirely messed up. That wasn't me speaking for black women. That was me going, what the effing crap is going on? That woman was in labor turned away. You had nurses in the comments going, how come a triage wasn't done? I don't know all the details of what that particularly means, but I'm going to assume, AKA, this woman's in active labor. Get her in bed. Get her a room. Now. Get her hooked up. So it's not speaking for Black women. The image is not speaking for Black women. Again, I'm trying to give benefit of the doubt, trying not to get so freaking irritated, but you have legit pissed me off. I know English is not your first language, but at the same time, you need to do the footwork before opening your mouth, and you have not. Again, I have access to Italian news regardless of what it is for the most part, and I know you have access to American news. You could have looked some of this stuff up.
But I cannot use their image for my purpose, for my...
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. At this point, you were arguing that any artist cannot draw a person of color or somebody opposite of their ethnicity, whatever that is, or other ethnicities, to put out certain viewpoints. That's like saying, and I'm going to use kind of an extreme here, you can't draw Martin Luther King Jr. with the views that he had because it either be considered right-wing, and I know that some people go like, that's a dumb argument. No, hear me out. If I draw, let's use this, if I draw Martin Luther King Jr., who, if I remember correctly, outside of the fighting for people of color, Black people, and just freedom, equal treatment for all, because I do believe he was also a traditional marriage, he was also a conservative. There's some like really back messed up stories about the guy, and I don't know if those are 100% true, like him cheating on his wife multiple times, I don't know. But I do know he was a family man. So if I draw Martin Luther King Jr. saying, hey, I am for traditional marriage, husband and wife. I am for this and this. You're telling me that I can't draw Martin Luther King Jr. expressing those views, which more than likely aligned with his. Or, what's another character? I can't draw DC's Static. Static is a Black superhero in the DC Marvel, in the DC universe. He actually had a crossover with Batman in the 1990s, and then Batman Beyond, they brought him back. Are you telling me I can't draw the Green Lantern? I believe his name, John, the Black Green Lantern. Are you telling me I can't draw John, the Black Green Lantern? What's another Black character? Are you telling me what is Rugrats? Is it Sally? Oh, I haven't watched the show. Are you telling me that I can't draw any Black character from anything because I'm white? Are you telling other artists that they can't draw other ethnicities because they're white? Seriously? What? The amount of stupid that just got lobbed in my direction is freaking disgusting.
My beliefs. So I will never use a Black woman, Asian woman for any of my purposes, for any of my beliefs. Because
why not? It is your... Okay, so, because there's a lot of fan art. So here's... I love this. I love this because this is so double standard. You have a lot of... I'm going to bring up this character, Yamamoto from One Piece, because she constantly called herself Odin, because she was very much inspired by Odin. I know you don't know what One Piece is, but for those of my audience who do, follow me along, because I even did a video about this, because a lot of people thought Yamato was trans. They drew her with the trans flag. They have drawn several other characters out of straight with the trans flag. So it's okay for them to take these characters and draw them with beliefs that are possibly not even with the character, or that the character may not even believe it. I know these are fictional, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Because this happens every single time with games, comics, whatever. So are you telling me it's okay for them to use characters, even if it's a ethnicity of a character that's not theirs, to do their beliefs, but you're saying it's okay for SelahSketches not to do so? Do you see the double standard? Do you not understand what you are saying? This video is causing my brain cells to get scrambled and fried. Like, again, this is why I keep saying, She hasn't looked anything up. She doesn't know what she's saying. I think she took a bunch of American phrases because every time she goes in, tries to explain something, she gets thoroughly confused. I'm not the only one seeing this, right?
Because I don't know how they feel about if a black woman uses a black character to speak for her belief, that's okay. But I cannot do that. It's like,
okay, but it's a fictional character. I have, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna get the story off the ground. I have a male character in his 20s. His name is Noche, or whatnot, and he's called the Black Knight. He lives in a country opposite of what he was born into, and he became a soldier underneath the new country he lives in because his father was a freaking murderer and became a privateer for their home country. Anyway, long story short, I write out a story. When you have a character, it doesn't matter what the ethnicity is. You put them with different beliefs, whatever feels natural for that character. Now, what the other problem is, we have a lot of people pushing these garbage characters because they want a certain narrative out there to become the norm, which it's never going to be, thank God. I don't care how hard they try, but it's a fictional character. It's okay to have your characters of different ethnicities. How do we have it to where when it comes to, I'm just going to call it, so bear with me with the wording, how is it we have white media, or rather a show or book or a video game that has a dominance of white characters, and then they go and they get race swapped, ethnicity bent, gender bent when a reboot is done, and it's okay because it's diversity, and then we have women like this, Naomi, saying, well, because you are right, you can't draw other ethnicities for your characters saying the same views as you have. What? Lady, you don't need a comment. Oh my God, I'm going to sound like a broken record. I've already done so. Oh my gosh. I hope this topic in this video is end because we are halfway through her video and at 18 minutes, she finally said something, just an increment of like, yeah, I have an opinion. Oh my gosh.
I am taking something away from them. History-wise.
No, you're not. No, who taught you these things? No, you're not. Just because you have a character of a different ethnicity that has right views, left views, whatever views, does not mean you're taken away from the actual ethnic group. Who taught you this dumb crap? Whoever they did needs to be smacked with a flip-flop. Hard. Repeatedly. Oh my gosh.
Political wise, it's like I cannot draw a Christian character, let's say, because I'm not Christian. I cannot use a Christian character for my beliefs. I'm not Christian. It's not that.
Then tell that to Family Guy, South Park, American Dad, any show that goes out of the way to mock Christianity, and that's just an example. I'm just going off for example, so everybody chill out. Tell that to those creators. Tell that to, is it Seth Green? Not Seth Rogen. I wanted to say Seth Rogen. No, wrong guy. But no, go tell it to the creator of those shows. Because you're going to get laughed at. Big time.
I cannot draw a Christian character, but I cannot use a Christian character or a Christian symbol, let's say, for...
Also tell that to the creators of Castlevania. Oh my gosh. What's another show that has... you also have Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion. You have Goblin Slayer. Yes, I'm listing off a bunch of animes. I'm trying to think of like an American cartoon I watch. I can't think of any because I really don't. But that's just a few examples. Go tell that to Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Legend of Zelda, because there used to be Christian symbolism all over the place. There used to be some Islamic symbolism because the creators at the time were kind of taking stuff that would kind of fit the game Go tell that to those people. I don't think they're Christian, or they were. Oh my gosh.
Or my beliefs. I don't know if I put that in a good light or something, but that's just my opinion. I don't know.
So let me sum up your argument here, because you're saying that you cannot draw a Christian character, or you can't draw a person of color character that spouts your beliefs, even though multiple artists do this. So this is something you don't understand. Or what they also do, a lot of people do, like you have Family Guy, you have American Dad, you have South Park, where they will do a twisted version of Christianity, what they think Christians are actually saying. So there's that argument too. So that is your entire argument, because you are not certain things. You cannot draw characters a certain way, or of certain varieties having certain beliefs, because you're not that ethnic. This is so stupid. This is so freaking stupid.
What happened, what is going on, I don't know. I'm just so sorry that this happened to her, and that because I want to repeat that she's only 22.
If you're sorry, again, I bring up the title, How SelahSketches Destroyed Everything in a Few Weeks. No, this is somebody, and I'm gonna, if Sheila ever sees this video, hello, there are people who put their views out there, particularly Christian views, and they don't know how to deal with the backlash. And I don't mean that bad way, because these people do not know how to get mean. And I'm not saying hateful, I'm not saying spiteful, I'm not saying malicious. I'm talking about getting mean, telling people to go pound sand. And it's something you need to learn how to do. And I have had to learn how to do it. Multiple people in the conservative sphere, in the right-wing sphere, have told these people, go pound sand, we do not care for your screeching. And then that has been escalated and whatnot. So, and I think it's time for people to start getting mean again. And I'm not talking about malicious. I'm not talking about cussing somebody out. I'm not talking about going after them, stalking them, threatening them. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about standing firm in your beliefs and starting to get mean and not arguing with stupid. There's some comments I got. Actually, screw this. I'm going to show this one comment I got. Make sure that this is kind of following me on screen here. I'm going to show you this comment, because so there's some stuff that you can obviously say or whatnot. Let me see. Okay, this person responded. So, that's kind of creepy. Boop.
My wife said,
Shut up now. Okay, you guys can still see this. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to show you a perfect example of a Looney Tune, because I'm not going to... So this is on my video. This is in regards to Alpha Painter 76 response to... And this is the username, just spaghetti. It's not a fact that being LGBTQ means you're going to hell. The Bible says differently. If you live in sin and you don't repent of sin, and that goes for everybody, then yes, you're going to be separated from God forever. And if you don't allow God to change you of that sin and you do not repent, yes, that's one interpretation of Christianity. No. See, I'm not arguing with the comment. We're just going to read it. No. Not some universal truth everyone agrees on. There are plenty of Christians who don't even believe being gay or trans is sin. They're not reading their Bibles. So acting like it's settled and objective just isn't accurate. Yes, it is. Read your Bible in context. Also, LGBTQ people existing is not an attack on you. Never said it was. That is that victim mentality, and shut up with it. If I thought Christianity was harmful, I wouldn't try to force Christians to change. I just live my life. Nope, I'm going to continue to read. You don't have to affirm someone's identity to coexist respectfully. Being LGBTQ is not the same thing as abuse or grooming. Disagree, because a lot of people not arguing with the comment. That's a huge accusation to throw at millions of people because of a tiny minority. Nope, not arguing, but bull. By that logic, we have to judge all Christians by extremists who commit violence in the name of Christ, and we don't, because that would be unfair. No, because the extremist would not be actually following the word of God. So bite me on that one. Tired of this dumb crap. And phobia doesn't only mean fear, it also means irrational aversion or hostility. So when people say homophobia or transphobia, they're not saying you're shaking in your boots or pointing out hostility. No, as I point out in my response video to Alpha, it is you guys are getting pissed because you can't control the narrative or how you want someone to see you. So it is a form of control. It is a guilt trip. You say it's love, not supporting sin, but when that turns into opposing people's right to marry, calling them cultists, or saying they should be pushed 6 feet under, okay, I said them creeping on kids. Can you, pay attention to the full video? That doesn't feel like love. That feels like rejection. I can love someone and kick them out of the house because they refuse to follow my rules. We can disagree on theology, that's fine, but painting an entire group as predatory or part of some dark agenda isn't just having beliefs, it's fear-based and generalizing. No, it's not. Nobody asking you to change your religion, just stop acting like LGBTQ people are a threat for existing. Again, poor me, victim mentality, go away with it. Respectful coexistence really isn't that wild of a concept. So here's what I responded with, because progressive Christianity is hearsay. It is, because it's picking and choosing what they want to believe in the Bible. The Bible is clear about marriage between a man and a woman, period. The end goal of trans ideology is pedophilia. Just ask John Money and Jeffrey Epstein. Also, I'm not trying to coexist with you peacefully. I'll obviously respect your right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but that's it. God does love you too. Christianity and the LGBT will never coexist peacefully, as they're on opposite ends and do not believe the same thing nor have the same goal for those beliefs. God is clear in his word, and that will not change. And here's, oh my gosh. This is just, I'm reading this as an example. You can believe progressive Christianity is hearsay, that's your view. No, it's called reading the Word of God. No. But acting like your interpretation is the only possible one, Matthew 19:4-6. And everyone else is fake isn't how Christianity has ever worked. It's not about whether it's worked, it's about having a real relationship with God and allowing it to change you, that relationship and him changing you and turning you away from your sin. Homosexuality, transgenderism, is a sin. It is a mutation. Is an abomination of the body, soul, and mind, and a freaking insult to his freaking holy matrimony between man and woman, which is an analogy for Christ and the church. If you actually read your damn Bibles. Christians have disagreed on theology for centuries. That's nice, and there's always going to be a debate because there's certain groups that have taken stuff out or added certain stuff in. I know how that debate works. I really do. I'm going to go by the Word of God. I don't care for the theology argument. You have certain churches, Christian Orthodox, who still think they need to have the veil up, even though God torn that in two. I'm aware of all that crap. I don't care for it. And saying that the end goal of transology is pedophilia is a huge... No, it's an actual thing. Bringing up John Money or Epstein doesn't magically connect millions of regular LGBTQ people to that. No, it just means that they're deluded. That's like me pointing abusive pastors and saying the end goal of Christianity is covering up abuse. No, this person doesn't understand what I'm saying. I'm not acting arrogant. I know that comes across, but no. Oh my gosh. And it wouldn't be fair, and you're rightfully called that out. And saying you're not trying to coexist peacefully is kind of the problem. No, I'm never going to coexist peacefully with something that goes against the Word of God. I do not care, especially with something that is creeping on children, has killed children, is linked to pedophilia, has an end goal of pedophilia. I will never coexist with it peacefully. Ever. I don't care. I'm done. LGBTQ people aren't the agenda hive mind. Yes, they are. Anytime you have a Christian pop up stating that they are actually for the Word of God and his views on marriage, man and woman, you guys come out like children of the damn corn. Oh, sorry, this is a little side tangent here. That's like me pointing out, oh, nope, I already read that. They're just people, coworkers, family. No, this is heartstring bullshit. This is the crap. Okay, I'm done. This is the crap I'm talking about. This is the exact crap I'm talking about. I'm not going to respond to that person anymore, but this is the exact stuff. I hate how much this crap has trapped people in their thinking. It is such a dark hole that these people fall into, and it's very hard to get some of these people out.
And I think she doesn't know any better. Also,
No. No. You're assuming because she's 22 that she doesn't know any better, yet you state your age here at 31, saying that you're for people. You can't even specify what people you are trying to defend. You don't even have a freaking clue. You're trying to commentate on American politics, on our border issue over here, on our ICE agents getting a bunch of illegals out, whether they're criminal or not, or have refused to take care of their business. You don't know any better. You have no freaking idea what you're talking about. The fact that a 22-year-old mom already has her stuff in order. So because she believes differently from you, she doesn't know what she's saying, or she doesn't have her stuff in order. Flip-flop.
So that she's married and she's a mother.
Oh, I didn't catch the married part. So she's already... Dude, that's even better. That strengthens my argument even better. So she's married, she's a mom, and she has a kid, and she already has her stuff in order. That's how you do it, people. Not everybody's timing is different. Oh my gosh. Go, Sheila.
And I don't want to speak for... I'm not a mother, but I think right now in this situation, in this...
Please don't imply what I think you're getting ready to imply, because don't.
If you say, let's say, if you say that you are a Christian, if you say that you are a mother, I think right now the most important thing to do, besides drawing ICE agents, is to sit down with your children and to actually teach them peace, teach them.
Oh, I love this. We have someone who's not even a mother trying to educate a mother how to raise her kids. Oh, I freaking love this. The stereotype never dies, people. It's the freaking liberal woman trying to educate mothers how to raise their own damn kids. Okay, no, so, no. So, when I'm not a parent, okay, so this is non-parent to non-parent, but even I know when you have youngsters, you keep all this stuff away from them so they can have a normal childhood as much as possible. You would be the same woman to take your kids to a drag show, I would have to assume, because you would teach them, oh, hey, this is just love in your body. Love is love. You would teach them that nonsense. That is an assumption based off of what you just said. Oh, well, as a mom, instead of drawing ICE agents, you should teach them peace. What the F does that mean? Have peace with what? Oh my gosh.
Love.
What does that mean? What does love mean to you? Like, again, you don't know what you are saying. Oh my gosh. Sheila, if you took off, please come back. Please come back.
Teach them to respect other people's life. Doesn't matter who they are.
Okay, no. No. You teach your children basic respect, and that not everyone's way of life is healthy. You do not teach them to respect every way of life. Again, I bring the extreme. We can bring up child predators. We can bring up Islam. We could bring up some other stuff, but we're not gonna go there. No. You teach your children to be freaking guarded. I don't know if this is ignorance or if this is arrogance. I can't tell which with you, woman.
Where they're from, just to teach them how to really understand others. And also, I don't know what age is her children, but from what I can say proudly, I think my mother used to do that since I think the day after I was born. She always taught me, and she's still now teaching me how to try to be. I don't want to say I am a good person, because
I hate that phrase. What does that mean? Good person. What is good? And you know what? I don't care. what is good outside of God? What is your definition of good? Nothing is good without God, okay? That I don't care if that's radical or whatever. There's a lot of stuff we as humans consider good. But what is a good person? What is the true definition? Like, I hate that phrase. It means nothing.
I think I have many things to learn and to unlearn to really behave properly. But
again, what does that mean? Unlearn what? Learn what? Behave properly. What does that mean? These words don't mean anything because you don't know what you're saying.
She always tried to make me and my brothers a better person. So I think right now this should be the focus of all parents. And if parents are not fully equipped to do that, maybe we children, sons and daughters, should do that with our parents, even if it's hard, even if it's...
Okay, so what is this? Because I swear to God, if this goes away in the next 30 seconds, I'm gonna lose my freaking lid. Let me just read this because, again, she doesn't know what she's saying. No. I can't believe she's only 22, like, that young and already ruined her entire life. What a shit show of a person. I used to be mutuals with her, and, like, I'm both shocked and not. She started posting more stuff that seemed trad wifey, so I was getting sus and stopped interacting. Guess I was right, but JFC had no clue that it was that bad. Holy fuck. You mean she became a mom and everything changes, hopefully in the right way, when you become a parent? Oh, Lord. Yeah, I was so shocked to find out about this too. Shocked and horrified. I lost contact with her when she got married. She did start having some sus behaviors. Because she got more normal and healthy, all the demons raged. I'm done being nice. Done being nice.
Impossible, but we should do our best to teach them how to respect others, to respect life, and to just let other...
She flashed it on the screen and did not say anything with it. She did it again. Oh my gosh, did you watch your video before posting? And I thought there was a second topic, and oh my gosh, I'm making a freaking movie at this point, guys. We're doing a movie.
Other people live, as long as they are not doing anything wrong, like existing. I think that. So after this, oh my god, maybe I broke the microphone.
You've broken my brain just about. Holy crap, woman. I thought there was supposed to be another topic to this video.
After this long talk, I want to go on Blue Sky. And I want to look at some of the comments that people left about this situation. So many people said that they want to steer clear from this artist. Yeah, I saw this. So another artist post. A lot of my mutuals follow this artist, including, I can say...
Okay, I'm going to just read it because she's not reading these. Me and my husband watched Charlie Kirk probably even single day. Oh, every. He has shared the gospel to millions of people, my generation especially. He and the other political figures inspired me to get married and have kids, quote unquote, early. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I'm so grateful my family is everything to me. Yes, you have your priorities. Yes, this is awesome. We are not promised tomorrow. No, we are not. Come to God today. He is with our Savior now. We will be praying for the Kirk family and the country. Nice. Nice. So, do you not know how to show screenshots, lady? Because, yeah.
Honestly, that many people that I follow do not follow her.
With both anti-LGBT and misogynistic posts, if y'all agree with her, unfollow me and block me while you're at it.
But I saw other artists saying that they used to follow her or they used to be at mutuals with her, and they found themselves either blocked, either unfollowed, and we will see. I love how people can joke about stuff, so serious stuff. I saw some comments saying like, maybe I'm too gay for her.
Show the comments. Do you not? Okay, so you clearly have something that you are filming with, a program. Hopefully you don't just flip on your webcam and just talk into it. Hopefully you have something that you're using to do that with, OBS, Streamlabs, freaking something, because if you format that the right way, you can show the comments on screen. What do you keep doing with this? This is, oh, dude.
Love it. Love it. So here she says, another Twitter post. Me and my husband watch Charlie Kirk probably every single day.
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead because I thought there was going to be another topic to this video.
Oh man. No, I'm a homophobe or something. I don't know. This is all like, we know that she just denies commissions and people.
And that's fine. If that is her right, that is her talent that she is putting out there to be paid for. There's probably certain commissions that she is saying, I don't do not safe for work. It's okay to deny certain commissions. She probably has people trying to get her to do pro-LGBT stuff. She goes, no. When I used to do commissions, I didn't do not safe for work. I didn't do pro-LGBT. There are certain ideologies and other stuff I don't perpetuate, and I refuse to do. So I know people were screaming about the cake shop, Master Cake Shop over here in Lakewood, Colorado. That's where the Master Cake Shop is located. And people are like, oh, well, he doesn't do cakes for gay people. No, he won't do cakes specifically themed for same-sex marriage. Anyway, people do have the right to do that.
For her, call her a homophobe. This person said in their story on Instagram, I think this artist pretty popular and you make one.
Okay, we've seen the screenshot. I don't care. Do you have like anything? What in the? What is that? I'm skipping ahead because like dude, it's almost 2 hours. I was wanting to be done with this and have food and start working on something I've been doing for the past week or so.
Maybe I won't say that. Maybe I'm going to say, yeah, I don't like other people color. I don't like other people coming here looking for a better life.
Is this her drawing?
For their family, for their children, as much as Joseph and Mary did when they escaped from Herod.
Okay. Oh my gosh, no, wait, I just saw something on this. Oh my gosh, because people are trying to say that Jesus wasn't illegal. No, Caesar, Rome, still had authority over that territory, Egypt, at that time when Joseph and Mary escaped. So when it came time to the census, they moved from one Roman-controlled territory and then moved back when God told them to go back because Herod was dead. No. Actually, you know what? I need to turn off my screen. Because we are doing this right freaking now because I don't want to expose my Facebook. Hold on. Where is it? Screen off. Nope, I'm gonna go find this right now. I'm done. I just saw this. Making sure you guys cannot see that. Okay, it's black screen. Deal with it. Because, oh no. I just saw this. Oh, where is it? Nope, we're looking for this like now. Oh my gosh. Nope, not that. Come on. Where's it? I found it. I'm a read. Okay. So this is by someone on Facebook called Templar Mind. This is okay. So prepare yourselves. Strap yourselves in. Sorry, we're making a damn movie here at this point. Every time an administration, especially this current one, dares to enforce immigration law by detaining, deporting, and securing the border, the emotional blackmail happens like clockwork. A politician or progressive pastor services with the same tired meme of lecture claiming that Jesus was an illegal immigrant, the incarnation of the living God reduced to a talking point for open borders. It's a distinct brand of manipulation designed to paralyze your common sense. They want to take the Holy Family's flight into Egypt and use it as a bludgeon to shame law-abiding citizens into accepting lawless border policies. This isn't just bad politics, it's bad theology and a terrible misrepresentation of history. It degrades the sacred narrative of the gospel into a cheap political bumper sticker, and we need to stop nodding along to it. Let's look at what actually happened. Again, sorry for the black screen. I don't want to expose my Facebook or the person's Facebook that I'm reading this off of. When Joseph woke from the angel's warning and fled Herod's sword, he wasn't crossing international borders. He was moving from one region of the Roman Empire to another. Judea was a client kingdom under Herod. The Great Egypt had been a Roman imperial province since the fall of Cleopatra in 30 BC. Both answer to Caesar. Now, it's true that Egypt's borders were more controlled than most provinces. Augustus kept a notoriously tight control over Egypt because it was the empire's breadbasket. Even Roman senators needed imperial permission to enter. There were customs posts and documented entry procedures. Also, do you remember the story of how Queen Cleopatra put herself in a rug to go see Caesar? Do we remember that story from elementary school? Just asking. There were custom posts and documented entry procedures, but these were eternal imperial checkpoints, not sovereign borders between independent nations. The Holy Family was moving with legal jurisdiction of Rome, not breaking into a foreign kingdom. To put in modern terms, imagine a family moving from one state to another within a single federal system, going from, say, Colorado to Arizona, except one of those states requires a special entry permit because of its strategic importance. Toll roads can have identity checks, just to make it more modern. It's regulated internal movement, not illegal international border crossing. Consider the character of the Holy Family. These weren't radical subversives. They were defined by rigorous obedience to God and the earthly authorities he permitted to rule. St. John, I do not know how to say this, Chrysostom, makes this point directly in his 8th homily on Matthew. Commenting on the flight into Egypt, he emphasizes that God used the structures of the pagan empire, its roads, its provinces, and its relative peace as instruments of divine providence. The flight was not an act of subversion against Roman order. It was God sovereignly directing his son within the existing political structure to preserve him from Herod's localized tyranny. There is a massive moral and practical difference between fleeing persecution and seeking economic opportunity. A person fleeing immediate danger seeks temporary safety. An economic migrant seeks permanent residency for better wages or lifestyle. Sorry, I just heard the alarm go off. Joseph didn't take his family to Egypt to capitalize on the economy or to demand Egyptian citizenship, nor did he enter Alexandria illegally and set up a carpentry shop to undercut local wages. In fact, Egypt was home to one of the largest Jewish diaspora communities in the ancient world. The Holy Family wasn't wandering into alien territory. They were retreating to an established community of their own people, a community that had existed lawfully within the empire for centuries. This is precisely the opposite of the stranger in a strange land framing the progressive narrative depends on. They also respected the temporary nature of their stay. When Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeareth in a dream to Joseph and... Hello! Sorry, I just had my housemate walk through the door. Let me see. That threw me off. They also respect the temporary nature of their stay. When Herod was dead, behold, an angel... Oh, already read that. Go into the land of Israel, for they are dead, which sought the young child's life. Matthew 2:19-20. As soon as the threat passed, they returned home. They didn't linger. They didn't demand the Roman Empire reshape its demographics to accommodate them. They went back to Nazareth. Saint, I can't pronounce this, Athanasius is on the incarnation, argues that the world became flesh precisely to work with the structures of the created order to redeem them from within, not overthrow them. The incarnation wasn't a revolution against earthly authority. It was God entering the world under existing structures so that he might oh my gosh, that threw me off. He might transfigure them by his presence. This principle matters. When activists hijack this to justify open borders, they're distorting the theology of the incarnation itself. They're saying that God's entry into the world was an act of lawlessness, when in fact it was the supreme act of divine condescension. God submitted himself to human structures, including the census of a pagan emperor, so that he might save humanity from within. So, yeah, no. Just no. You cannot argue that. You cannot argue that at all, because Egypt was under Roman authority. No.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But, so yeah, this is her situation right now, and I want to read some comments. Wait.
Are you seriously calling her a grifter? Is that what we're doing right now? A right-wing grifter is a person who exploits conservative, nationalist, or populist political beliefs for personal financial gain, influence, or fame. They often act as a political entrepreneurs promising to fight for America First causes while prioritizing self-enrichment, often through donations, merchandise sales, or paid media, over actual political results. Oh, please tell me you're going to hit the more button, because I don't think you know what a grifter is. A grifter is that they spout a certain set of beliefs and then they do the exact opposite, and they're caught doing the exact opposite.
Actually, this is not all the situation, because today I was...
Oh my gosh! What is this? What is this?
I am editing this video and I just saw this. I'm going to put it here. And dude, I think she's just there's many people using today the right-wing grift, if we can call that.
Right-wing grift, and you haven't even explained what that means, because you never hit the more info button on you don't even know what that is.
It's like a marketing process, a marketing move.
No. It is someone capitalizing on a certain set of beliefs that is catching the national attention, that is trending in the algorithms, and only spouting those beliefs to make money, clicks, and what have you when they do the complete opposite. That is what a grifter is. I think this is not a language problem. I think this is an intelligence problem at this point.
In order to bring a new niche of people into your marketing, into your page, to bring money, honestly. Maybe she's losing people who don't support her ideas, and she wants to bring other people's idea, or maybe she really believes in that. Either way, this is deeply
You're making a lot of assumptions based off of nothing.
deeply problematic.
Oh, goody, we get the random screenshots again, but we're not...
Harmful. I think harmful is the right word. And I'm going to repeat the same concept that I said before in the video. I'm just so sorry for her, because she's...
Okay, let me skip ahead, because I'm about done. I'm about done with this trash. Oh, and there's more. Oh my gosh, we made a damn video, guys. We made a damn movie. Congrats.
So, can I do that? Am I able to do that? Okay, yeah. Find already the comment that I wanted to read. This person says, as much as I hate this person's view...
We're not going to show it on screen. We've been showing everything else on screen, but not going over it. But the things we go over, we're not showing on screen.
She is only 22. It seems her brain isn't even done developing yet.
Oh, we're going to use the brain doesn't stop developing until 25 argument. Oh, I love that. That argument does not fit within this context. Oh my gosh. There is an opportunity for those views and beliefs to grow, which mine have, but that's that the brain development of 20 until 25 does not match the context of the argument here, because as you're older, say like 30, 40, 50, you can have your beliefs change, and that could be due to traumatic events, that could be because of other situations. Oh, help me. Please help. I'm gonna hate editing this later.
She's already married, is a SAHM.
Stay at home mother. You don't eat Don't even know what that means, nor I highly doubt you looked into it.
Huh?
Huh? Mm.
Plus has such a poisonous mentality. I'm sure she must be a part of several young minds lost to MAGA. No excuses for their...
So, we're going to assume that because they're right-wing conservative, they're automatically MAGA. No, that doesn't equate either. There's a lot of conservatives that don't like Trump. There's a lot of right-wingers that are very unhappy with Trump.
View, just a tragic observation. I really agree with that.
You don't even know what you're agreeing with. You don't even know what that abbreviation was.
Another person says, completely understand where you're coming from. Too bad they have been indoctrinated. Hopefully they can be...
Oh, so because they don't share your views, they're indoctrinated. Cool, love it.
Programmed from the cult. Another person says, I don't hate anyone. Read as, I don't hate anyone who thinks like me and agrees with the shit I say, because I was brainwashed since I was born. I don't think even...
Okay, so I'm... Do you say anything else?
Like, words have a weight. Words have...
Yeah, they do, but hardly yours has any weight to them because you don't know what the F you were saying.
Meanings. So...
Okay, did she say, like, anything else, or is it the same?
And please try to, doesn't matter what are your beliefs, try to, for once, try to put yourself in others' shoes.
Okay, shut up. Just shut up. I'm done. I'm so freaking done. Wow. This is over 2 hours. I hate myself for making myself sit through this entire freaking thing because I thought this was going to be something small, maybe like 30 minutes. I wanted dinner already. I wanted to be working on my other projects already. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I was not expecting it to be this bad. And this was all one topic. She stated at the beginning that there were 2 topics. No, this is all about SelahSketches and her views, her art, and people responding to them. This is all one topic. This is somebody who doesn't have a freaking clue what they're talking about. This is a majority of people, or they grab certain phrases, they spout certain things. Some of the people I've come across will actually look into certain things and they will argue from a solid point. Granted, I don't get into a lot of arguments anymore. I'm done arguing with stupid. And if it's something that I don't fully understand, I'll ask questions and that's fine, but I'm not going to argue with stupid. I'm really not. Like that comment I showed you guys earlier, I'm not responding to that. I have another comment on something else and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not engaging with you. Just no. But yeah, wow, just wow. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so freaking sorry. I wasn't trying to get aggressive in the video, but this is kind of the stuff that we're dealing with. It's all about feelings. It's not about logic or facts. And again, sorry for the black screen. I was not about ready to expose my Facebook or the individual's Facebook that I was reading in regards to Joseph and Mary. So, that being said, I'm gonna wrap it up here. SelahSketches, if you see this, please come back. I hope that you're not gone. It sounds like a lot of your stuff got locked down. I kind of hope you're doing okay, because these people are crazy. You have people like this, going off of nothing but feeling, won't look into anything at all. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend, like with our ICE border stuff, policies, I'm not going to pretend it's perfect. I'm not going to pretend it's cut and dry. I already told you about 2 situations I was not happy with in regards to ICE. The military vet who was Latino or Mexican getting picked up wrongfully, and then the Purple Heart veteran that self-deported because he didn't want to get deported by ICE, but he should have been allowed to stay, and I believe he was from South Korea. So I'm not 100% happy with ICE, but I'm thankful for them doing what they're doing. And people need to stop attacking them and stop riling them up because no, we should not be responsible. Our house is a mess. We need to get our house in order before we try to take care of anyone else. So I'm gonna end it here. SelahSketches, please come back. Oh, golly, man, these people. If you don't believe what they believe, you are lost. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't have your life in order. What is normal is now considered misogyny. It's considered patriarchy. It's considered, oh, well, you're just a lost soul. You don't know what you're doing. You're too young, and blah, 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 blah. But they won't make that same argument when it comes to kids transitioning. Nope. Double standard. Double standard. So I'm going to end it here. I'm sorry for the long video, and if this length of the video scares you guys away, that's understandable. I think I'm going to do for the title card, I made a damn movie. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and I swear I will not be making something this long. This probably would have been a live stream, but I haven't live streamed in a while, and yeah, I'm not set up to live stream right now. I'm not in a situation to live stream. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.